Noah here, and we want to welcome you to this exciting website here in terms of about health and how you can empower yourself.
And I guess this is going to be about health in general?
Yeah, this is an introduction of people why they want to come to our website, because we're going to give you wealth of information that you can take charge of your health and be able to overcome fears and different types of situations where you, with a little bit of knowledge, you can, again, correct all these particular type problems.
And take care of them pretty much within your home or within your local area.
Right.
And we're going to, with some things we're going to recommend that you can get that you can work on your own health.
Well, and you gave an excellent type of story here. There's a growing trend where people are getting fearful because they're losing their health insurance. Why don't you tell a little bit about that story you just heard?
Yeah, a friend of mine I was talking with at coffee, just said, well, you know, I've had a health plan for 20 years and my company just yanked it and I don't have an option. So here's a person that's been used to going to the doctor,
right?
You know, taking the medication and paying whatever the premiums are, but are taken out of their salary.
Well, they just came out a release. The average cost is about $15,000 a year now. That's the average.
Wow.
Ranges anywhere between $10,000 and $25,000 a year that people are paying into, either from their employer taking the money out of their salary, or from the government, and that does the same type of thing. That's a lot of money to spend per year, and what do you really get for it?
And in this case, this person had gotten used to it.
Right.
If I have a cold, I go to the doctor.
Right.
And they give me whatever. And now it's gone.
Right.
And unfortunately, I hope that trend changes in the near future. But right now, it looks like healthcare is disappearing for some people. So, with what we're offering, with your vast experience here, with all kinds of different health problems, health conditions, I found that it's very, 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 very credible, and you'll find that out in the course of looking at any of the stuff we're doing, that we can deal with this health situation on your own.
Well, as we were talking about earlier, I mean, we're really at a kind of a crossroad in terms of our health of not only this country but the world. You know, for the first time in history, children aren't going to live as long as their parents. For the first time in history, there's more chronically ill people than there are healthy people. And that has consequences not only in terms of the healthcare system, but also in the financial and economic system, is that you have all these sick people that need to be taken care of, and if they rely on the traditional type of allopathic type of approach, very, very expensive, as we'll kind of show you as we go along here. So just some statistics here, Journal of American Medical Associations. Americans are sicker than most of the world, so we're spending a lot of money. It doesn't work. It is October 2011. They just came out with a report card. The United States, looking at 42 factors in terms of health, got a 64. That's out of 100. So if my two daughters came home with a 64, that would be a D. That's not a very, very exciting type of confidence in terms of what you want. Study here, American health care isn't very good. So that's what's going on here, is that we have these different types of fears that you're saying your friend has, because of this system that has been developed over the last 30, 40, 50 years to think that for you to be healthy, you need to rely on somebody else. And what we're going to show you at this website, you have the tools around you, like you're saying, just locally, to be able to help yourself through some of the more common type of problems that people have.
And isn't it also that what you're showing us here is what this man had lost, even what he had, is ranked 64.
Right.
You got a 64. So the thing he got used to over the 10, 20 years he had that health insurance was not very good. So I hope what we're going to present here is that something based on a lot of research, cutting edge research.
Right.
You can go way better than 64.
Yeah. Here's an article that came out in September. The global cost of chronic disease treatments to top 47 trillion. That's with the T. $47 trillion by 2030. So that in itself has its own consequences in terms of...
I don't think that can support itself, can it?
No, it cannot. I mean, that's the whole point.
I don't think we're going to make it to 2040.
No. Well, the United States only all the goods and services, all the different assets like that are only about $16 trillion. And so a trillion is a big number. I tell a little quick story here. A million seconds is 12 days. A billion seconds is 32 years.
Wow.
A trillion seconds is 32,000 years. So
wow.
a trillion is a really
32,000 years?
32,000, yes. 32,000 seconds would, or excuse me, 1 trillion seconds would take 32,000 years. And so these numbers are thrown around like, you know, it's like, you know, hey, John, do you have $5 in?
Yeah.
I mean, they took
Do you have a trillion?
Yeah, well, that's it. You know, right now we're about $17 trillion in national debt. Some people think with other types of unfunded, it's $170 trillion. They throw these numbers like 100, 5, and that's what people think. It's nothing. So, but our website here is to go beyond that in terms of empower you with the necessary tools to take care of yourself, your loved ones, and friends. And I think that in itself, as they'll see a little bit earlier on with one of your systems for inguinal hernias, is just taking away the fear. And I think you really expressed that really nicely in that one of the videos that you'll be watching here, is to empower yourself that you're able to take control of that fear.
Once you stop the immediate fear, which this man had the option of running to the doctor. If he had a cold, he had a sniffle, he'd run to the doctor would give him a prescription. Now that that blanket has been removed from him, he's in total panic because he doesn't feel like he can deal with anything. Oh, what do I do if I have a cold? What do I do if I have the flu? What do I do if I sprain my wrist? We can actually, a lot of these things can be dealt with, and dealt with competently.
And that's where this empowerment of this knowledge is power, it equates into liberty and freedom. Now you feel like you aren't a slave. You aren't someone that's basically dictated to have to behave a certain way because someone says that you don't have insurance. I have a little quote here. This is what I show my patients. Will you die from ignorance? And so that's exactly what we're trying to do here, is give you the information, and that's the power of the internet, is providing, you know, good, competent information so that you don't have to be afraid or be, you know, concerned about other consequences.
And it's based on, you base all your stuff on science.
That's right.
Everything that you're going to see, it has a scientific paper or something backing it up by the medical profession, by professionals in other countries. Russia, they're doing lots of things in Germany and Russia and Japan, all kinds of countries.
Most of these countries can't afford $15,000 to $30,000 a year. I mean, that's how much they make total in probably a couple years. And so they've gone back to more of their traditional type of care, and that seems to be working real well. So that's the kind of exciting trend.
But it's still scientific research.
Right. But that's what other countries have to do because they don't have the financial resources.
So that's what.
So we're really happy that you've joined us today in terms of, you know, looking into your health and well-being, and as you look further into some of these particular areas, I think you'll be very excited to empower yourself. Knowledge is power. We're going to try to give that power back to you.
Yeah.
Thanks.